Night Live postgame report on MSG. And step one on the road to the Stanley Cup has been climbed by the Rangers by Henrik Lundqvist, who was a stalwart in the third period of what became a 5-3 win in Game 5 against the New Jersey Devils. Hi, everyone. John Giannone seated alongside Sean Avery, whose team advances in 5. And I guess the first question is, everybody, whether it be us or even your coaching staff, their coaching staff, talked about how this was going to be a 7-game series. How do you close this out in 5?
Well, I think obviously the first 2 games at home on the road were big. Winning those first 2 is really setting a statement. I think that we got to give a lot of credit to certainly our Ranger fans. I think coming into the Devils building, it didn't really seem like a road game. It really felt like a home game. They were so loud, and that's a big thing. Obviously, some guys came up huge. I mean, it was such a team effort. It's tough to point anyone out. Obviously, Yogs and Hank and Drew and Callie. So many guys on the back end. Everybody played great. So this is step one of a 4-step journey, and we got to get back to the drawing board this week.
Well, one of the names you probably left out was Sean Avery and the work you did during the series, scoring goals early on. And tonight in particular, it certainly seemed, Sean, like in the first period they were out to put the target on your back and hit it as much as possible.
Yeah, guys like Clarkson, and he's not much of a player, and he's really not that effective. He's trying to play with me. We know he can't. I just try to keep my head on straight and play through it, and I know there's going to be times when I think that a penalty should be called and there's not, and you just keep going, and this is playoffs, and you just battle.
And that keep going resulted in a goal, so I would assume that's the ultimate satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here to do, and we got to get the job done, and you just got to bite your lip sometimes, and it's more important that I'll be playing the next round, and they won't.
Now, it's obvious so much of the attention during this series was paid to what occurred between you and Martin Brodeur in front of the crease. First and foremost, what did you make of the amount of attention that was paid to that, as somebody who never shies away from attention?
Well, like I've told you guys before, I read Vogue and not the sports pages, so I don't really even know what goes on. I know that the guys on the team, nobody really talks to me about it. I think it doesn't really affect us, and I mean, I'm clueless to what goes on. I certainly don't pay attention to any of the Canadian sports stations or anything like that. So, I mean, I know that, it got blown up, and apparently it was a big deal, but I just kept my head on straight and kept playing, and ultimately, I guess, our team and myself came on top.
Well, what happened after Game 4, certainly attention was paid, in part because of what Brent Sutter had to say with the physical contact that your team had against Martin Brodeur. How much do you think that impacted Brodeur's play in this series?
I mean, I think he probably did it to himself more than anything. I think, if you watch the games, he dove and was out of position a lot, and it's just us playing hard and playing hockey, and it's playoffs, and we're not here to make friends with anyone, and we're just playing hard and trying to get our noses dirty, and it's a war out there, and we certainly don't care what anyone thinks about how we play as long as we win.
It stood out on the handshake line that you and Martin Brodeur did not exchange pleasantries afterwards. Did that surprise you? What did you think about that?
Well, everyone talks about how unclassy I am, and Fatso there just forgot to shake my hand, I guess. So.
Did you think by watching that again, or by being there the first time, that he had that in his mind from the start?
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure everyone will spin it and come up with their theories, but we outplayed them. I outplayed them. We're going to the second round. We got to get our heads on straight and have a big second round and just keep this going. We got 3 more parts. And
no doubt you're going to be watching, at least for no other reason than to know who you're going to play next. Where do you feel like this team is at right now, and how confident are you into round 2?
I mean, I don't think anything matters at this point. I think we know that we have to play a certain way, and we just got to come out and play hard. And like I said, it's playoffs and it's a war, and we're obviously coming even closer together as a team, and that's a step, and it's in the right direction.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay, thanks.
Sean Avery joining us here after a 5-3 Rangers win in Game 5. Rangers win the series. They will sit and wait and watch to see who they'll play next. We'll have plenty more from down here. Scott Gomez will be joining us. For now, upstairs to Sam and Joe.